this works. Does it? Well, looks like we have picture, so that's good. Let me get sorted out. I'm behind schedule today, as per usual. Chop out some light. Have I got lights on? Them two lights are on. Them lights are on. You know, there was something missing. How is everybody? Hope you are well, all well. Good of you to join in this evening. What am I looking for? Lights. It's Tuesday again already. Completely forgot. I presume I'm making sounds, by the way. Completely mixed up because it's bank holiday weekend and all of that. So, yay, light appears. You get distracted. I'm not surprised, Jen, to be honest. I'm distracted. What the hell was I talking about there? Yeah, bank holiday weekend. Because it's like, realised at about 2 o'clock this afternoon, holy balls, it's Tuesday. It's not Monday. It's Tuesday. So, yes. Completely lost. And, of course, I was going out this afternoon. So, yeah. Hence, everything being late today. Oh, bloody phone. Right. So anyways, hello Peter, hello Jen, how are you both? Hope you're well. Jen, hopefully you've got kind of work sorted out. Sounded a bit hairy on Friday. So hopefully that is panning out better than what it was. Yeah. So tonight, I really no planning, so I went in and lost access to the remaining servers. Oh God. That does not sound good. That sounds like a new employment ASAP, is it? So what was it? Yeah, got distracted. Forgot it was Tuesday. No plans. Yeah, so what I actually did. What's a party over here? Sounds like it, Jen. Sounds like it. Anyways, hopefully that'll improve. Fingers crossed for you both. Fingers crossed on both hands. I bet you are. I bet you are. Anybody in Silicon Valley that needs a Jen, we all need a Jen. Please employ her. Thank you very much. I'm saying that because really, Jen, I don't understand what you do. Yeah. Well, I'm also lost this evening. I love being not planned. What's that? Organised. I love being organised for these streams. Please and thank you indeed, Jen. Indeed. Yeah. So today, what I did over the weekend, I entered my images into Landscape Photographer of the Year, the UK thing. Good evening, Stephen. And which meant I could go back 5 years into the deep and darker past to pick images from. And as I was going through it, I realised the folder that we're looking at today, I think I've only actually edited one image from, and it's from May last year, something like the 17th of May last year. So that is what we're going to do today. It is a location we've made images of before, but this is a new day, new light, new movement. So it's all going to be different. It'll end up the same, but it all starts off differently, doesn't it? Deep Dark Past is last year. Yeah, last year was just a mess. And the year before. But this year's, well, maybe it's not for you, Jen, but it's this year's a little bit better than what it previous. Well, the last few months anyway, it's been better than what it's been for a long time. Good evening, Simon. How are you, sir? Right. So yes, we're going to be going to Cove Harbour up in Scotland for this evening's edit. It's been a little while since I edited anything from there. So that's what we're going to do. Right, I'm going to turn off this if I can remember how to. Let's do that pop-out thing. Shut down me, and hopefully audio and everything will be good. And if need be, we can have a little play with the Generative Fill thing again, because that was fun, wasn't it? And actually the generative... Why is me little thing crashed? Why is me little thing... It's not letting me move. There we are. Thank you. Leave that there. What was I on about? Oh lordy. Oh yes, the Generative Fill thing in Photoshop Beta, which we all had fun with last week. No, Peter, I won't. That's a point. If you all want to have a laugh at my speech patterns and whatever, go watch the short that's on the channel. It was very amusing. I did put a slightly longer version on TikTok earlier in the week, or late last week. But of course, YouTube being bloody awkward only let you have 60 seconds, whereas TikTok, I think you can have, well, some of them I think you can get 10 minutes. Anyway, so I had to trim out 30 seconds to get it down to a YouTube short length. So it was a bit of a challenge. But yes, we got some other amusing stuff in. The other thing I was going to mention, which I haven't yet anywhere else, is the editing on said TikTok, and the video that I put out after the stream last week of my reaction to the Generative Fill thing. Is I used the text-based editing function in Premiere Pro for like 95% of the edits. So all you do is look at the transcript and pick out the bits that you don't want, and it does all the cutting and getting rid of and everything. It's fantastic. Why haven't I been doing that for years? Instead of this moving the playhead along for the selections and all this. Oh, you should pick out the words where you don't want it, or in my case where I say a lot and a lot. It's just like cut and pick, like cut it out, and it just takes it away, and then it just flows. It's lovely. So you might find I do a few more videos going forward, because it's now so much easier. What's the thing you surround a field in? Oh, a fenge. Yes. Speech patterns. That was an entertaining. Anyways, but you just distracted me here. What I was going to say is the thumbnail for today's stream is, I know it's actually like a sharp picture, is actually quite a bit of it has been amended using the Generative Fill. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this up in Photoshop. Give me a second whilst it does this. You revived a T-Rex. Could be dangerous. They did say that edit original. They did say that I think the heads of like OpenAI and Google and all these, they're all saying like, oh, this is what's it called? An extinction level event if AI gets out of hand, which is heading that way. The clone stuff, very handy tool that was as well, Peter. So anyways, the thumbnail, which I will just briefly show you. Hold on, I need to share screen. So the thumbnail started out looking like this, and then I got rid of the van, which you can see here. I did like that, so I got rid of the van, nice and easy. Just select, hit generate, whatever. And then the really tricky bit, I put reflection, well, I didn't do it. I put reflections in the sea, in the harbour, to make it look like it was actually kind of still. And it did it. Look how beautifully it did it. You can barely, and there's a little issue down in this bottom corner, but who's counting? That's just remarkable. You don't need to do anything more when all you need to do is type it in. And I extended the end so it fitted into a YouTube thumbnail size. Marvelous. Marvelous. I do enjoy this new... Okay, that is officially cool. Good evening, Andrew. How are you, sir? And by the way, hello, Sergio, as well. Sorry. Hope you're both well. Yes, I mean, I did have to type in to tell it what I wanted in as for the reflection. I think I was just like reflection of on water, gentle ripples or something, and it gave me the gentle ripples, so it's not perfect. It's very good. It's very good. It is soft. So I did see the part of a video by somebody that there was an explanation of why it goes from sharp to soft. Because if you zoom right, actually, this is the first edit thing. I didn't actually check to see what the other options were. Should we have a look at that now? Because I completely forgot to think about the other options that it gave. Who knew? That's horrible, that one. Yeah, first option was the best. Stick with the first option. Yeah, there was a guy I saw a bit of a video on. You'll see it better on this layer. If I remember how to zoom. Well, you'll probably not be able to see it on stream, but you can see, well, you probably will be able to see it there. You can see what's sharp from my original photograph, and then the stuff that's been built, and you can see the definite change from sharp to soft. So hopefully you can see that. Yes, you can, Peter. It may not let you, but feel free to do it, and I'm sure Jen will probably do something and it will allow it. I don't think I can do it from here because I haven't got a browser open. But yeah, I saw the bit of that video and then I skipped out of it for whatever reason it was. I can't actually remember. So anyhow, I thought I would just give you a brief look at that and how wonderful it is. I mean, I've seen loads of brilliant examples of usage of it all, but this is my usage of it all. I thought, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, do that. Yeah, that's another good workaround, Jen. Well done. Right, so let's just close that down. I haven't got any examples because I didn't save it, but I did use an image of me, and I did tell it to put some hair on me. And it wasn't very good. So I think I obviously look better bald. Well, maybe it's not better bald, but according to the AI, putting hair on me makes me look more ridiculous than I already am. So anyways, still struggles with hair. Well, I struggle with hair, full stop, Jen. So, right, so if we go to Lightroom, I think it was very bad. Fantastic. Right, so anyways, I'm sure you've all seen regulars anyway. You'll have seen this location before in the past. So what we're going to do, we're going to edit some of these, using some of these images. So I have already got 5 picked out. So I've got it rated. I haven't done any work on these. So we'll just have to very much fly by the seat of the pants this evening. So I've picked out and that one. Those 5, yeah, because that changes location, right? So I picked out these 5. Some of them, the alignment is very off, but we will come to that problem, or sort that problem as we come to it. And we'll go from there. Is everything okay, by the way? Stream okay? Seems to be alright. So, in Lightroom here, we've got the usual sorting out to do. Obviously, Lightroom is a bit... uses all the resources of the computer. Click auto, see what it does. Let's forget about it. Excuse me. I'm just looking at some old Lightroom presets that I used to use. I'm wondering if we just give it a go, because it's a very light image, so maybe if we do give it a go, see what happens. How can you not? What is wrong with you lot using Discord at the minute? Serge couldn't use it on Friday. Scroll down, the general is there. I don't think Discord's misbehaving, is it? Where's Discord? You put it in general. You put it in general, look, it's there. There's Peter, doing gardening. So he says anyway. Right. It's not made for old people. I think we had this conversation on Friday, didn't we, Peter? Right, so I have this old secret preset for Lightroom stuff. So we're going to use that just for giggles. What I am going to do... Oh, the profile's missing, you see that. That's why it's not quite working. Right, anyways. So give that an auto white balance, or maybe daylight. Auto. Let's go auto. Keep it warm. Keep it warm. Can't remember anything from Friday. What did we talk about Friday? I did describe it as somebody that couldn't make it and had forgotten about it and was most distressed. I said it was all right. It was just a lot of middle-aged men talking about internet speeds and camper fans, I think, as well, when Andrew was there. But it was good fun. We missed Jen, of course, but she was like otherwise engaged trying to rescue Silicon Valley. So, right. So, little tweaks that we need to do. Let's drop the contrast a bit, just for giggles. Yeah, let's drop the shadows a bit. Be a compliment. Well, I'm debating. I was like, I'm 46. Am I middle-aged now, or what? Yes, you had other priorities, Jen. Well, you know, fully understand. Right, okay, let's darken that off again. Just trying to make this a little bit darker around there, because it is going to be a very light image. It's going to be very one-sided heavy. So, I don't think there's anything else that needs to be there. Dust spotting if needed. Do we need one? We have one. We are. Maybe there's a hint of one there, but we'll sort that out later if need be. Yeah. Okay. Right, so sync these with the others. Synchronize. Ding, 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 all done. And then edit as layers in Photoshop. And of course, since I installed the beta, everything is going to, what you might call it, everything's going to the beta version instead of the fully working 24.5 or something version. I don't know. Anyways, let's switch back this and let the computer use the resources to be able to load all those up. Let's see what we get this evening. Now obviously I've edited images of these cottages on this harbour before, sometimes successfully, sometimes poorly. So I'm really curious what we're going to get tonight. Whether it's going to come out well or whether they're going to come out bad. Because the last few I've done it from here have come out bad. So the challenge tonight will be to see if successful or not. Also do remember, if you're enjoying this stream or just enjoy coming along every week, or this is your first time here, welcome along. Leave the stream a like. It supposedly all helps. Got them loaded? Yes, it is. Finally. Right, okay. So, let's zoom back in a minute so you can see this bottom corner behind my fat head. So we've got the 5 layers. You can see right here. You can see these two are going to be massively misaligned. So we'll have to sort those out. Push phone. So you need to select that. Look at the blend modes. Just basically see where this image might be going. This image might be going very blue. I think we need to kind of change that a little bit before we get too deep into this edit. Right, so I wonder if that's going to stick. It's interesting. That one is a bit of a weird abstract. We may come back to that one. So we might just do a more traditional thing initially. Now if I... No, leave me alone. If I knock out some of these layers... Actually taking that layer out helps. Okay. Taking that layer out does nothing, and that one is up there. Process of elimination is that one. Right, so what I would need to do is I'm just very quickly I'm going to do a very brief mask on this image just to retain the bits that look cool, do a snapshot type of thing, and then come back to it. It might not be for tonight, but I'm going to come back to it because I just like that little combination of the reds here and the shape of that. That could turn out quite, that kind of posterized type of thing. Degenerate Fill, a little bit, Andrew, a little bit. I keep on getting community guideline errors. So I don't know what, and I haven't done anything to do with like women's lingerie or anything like that. I've only been trying to extend my own images, but whether it thinks that me extending my own images, they reckon like copyright could be an issue, like my images. just because I look, my images look like something from the 1800s. And none of them look like, women in lingerie or whatever, which would be obviously anti-community guideline type things. Like, why is mine getting flagged like that? So I'm kind of wondering, am I going to get my Adobe ID thing taken away from me? It's all very strange. Right, paintbrush tool, because that's basically all I want. And I need to, oops, wrong way around, make the brush bigger. Paint in black. Oh shit, that's not going to work. I need to make that softer. The opacity about 50, the flow about 50. And that's still going to brighten it up, but that's bigger. Paint out that line. More about getting rid of the cottages there. Yeah, this must be the next layer up, is that one. So yeah, this is basically just for using later on. So I could use Generative Fill just to get this corner, couldn't I? Anyway, right, gonna take a stacked snapshot thing, whatever the terminology is. I can never remember what it is. Peter always remembers and reminds me. Alright, delete layer mask on that one, bring this one back. I'll hide that bottom layer because that's what we're going to come back to later on, maybe. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to multiply. Stamp visible, there we go. I always rely on you, Peter, to educate better than what I can. Leave me alone. Right, so we need to pick a starting point where this image needs to be. Do we want the high or low? High or low, high or low? Let's go high. So let's get rid of these. We need that one in there and that one in there. So we need that one to move up to here. This layer to move up. Wrong layer. That's the. It's got auto select. I hate this software. Auto select. Who put that on? Let's move that back to starting point, and then I know where I'm at, and auto select's off. Okay. I didn't think we'd had that problem. And we want this one up here. Well, I must say, this kind of initial data is looking quite nice. Then we want this layer in, and then I can put this here. Lovely. Lovely. Fantastic. You know what it is, Peter? Back in 2015, when me and Andrew, at Campervan Andrew, that was there on Friday, and a couple of other lads, we had a Scotland trip, and the amusing thing from the trip was us coming up with stupid names for that were camera related. Can't remember what many of them were, but it was of that kind of ilk. I can't remember what it was as well. I can't remember any examples, but it was that type of thing. Why is that going there? Are you up there, out the way? Right, so this is looking quite nice. It's quite nice. Obviously, it's going to be quite a flat image. I know. I remember doing it, and we came up with quite a few. And it's me and jokes as well. I can never remember jokes. I remember that they're really funny, but I was like actually trying to actually remember what it was about. No chance. I'm just hopeless when it comes to that. Right, what I'm going to try to do is just kind of use my old trick of the grad filters. So there's going to be that one, so I'm going to get a mask on there. Oh, it's got the preview thing with the masking, so I don't make that error anymore. You can actually see what you're doing. I forgot it had that now. It shows you. Look at it. It shows you live. You don't have to let go. It's harder to find out where the edge of the thing is with that, though. That's the only thing. Anywho, it's about there. Now, I need to multiply for the masking because we want to go that way as well. We like this darker corner here though because we like a little bit dark red, dark rouge or whatever to help things along. But we want to lighten this in to extend the doodad along there. It's that one, so we want a mask on there. Fantastic. Around about there. Now I'm presuming it maybe switch this off because I wanted multiply. Thank you. Damn you. Stay on multiply. Is that something I'm going to have to tell Mr. Adobe to sort ourselves out? So it's about there. It's about there. Well, it's about time, Peter, because they've been rubbish for years. They've done, they've been very lackluster recently. But I must say that this last month or so, I am more heartened with their efforts. They have been much better. Right, I'm going to crop in there. I want to get rid of clear the ratio. Crop into there. Thank you very much. Crop into. Do we want to go higher? No. Stick with that. Length first, we'll go stick with that. And then down here, well, we can keep a bit of sea, can't we? Or harbour. But yeah, I will give them kudos on the whole generative AI thing. That seems to be working well. We're going to test it out in a minute here, mind. See what it kind of does, because we need one of these and we need this here. See, for me, I don't know if it needs the specific layer selected or whether it samples from the entire thing. I'm going to hit that and hit generate. I don't know if it just does that layer. I haven't researched it enough to find out if it does or not, and I need to get rid of that van as well. Oh, did not a bad job there. Did not a bad job. Right, okay, so I've used it a little bit. I haven't used it a lot though, Peter. I think I've just used like one or two things. But yes, it worked very well. I mean, I've used other bits on like Pure Raw, DxO Pure Raw, and Define as well. But most of the time, I'm just using the manual denoise thing for the ICM stuff. So, see, this is what I've had. How does that break the guidelines? How does that break the guidelines, Adobe? Try on the mother-in-law. Or did it get rid of it? So why is that against the guidelines? where's the big boobies that there's obviously probably an issue with? Why does it have an issue with slightly brown stuff? Because it's all the images I've tried it on have all been like my normal tones, you know, these warmer tones. So why does it have an issue with this van? I keep forgetting the I keep forgetting the doodads and, you know, I haven't got the navigate thing up here because it's the beta version. So what's the problem with me getting rid of that? Let's try a box. Probably is just a glitch, Serge, but it's still annoying. Let's have another go. I know it's like a beta version and all that, but still, it should just get rid of it. Nothing odd about it. They violate user guidelines. How does getting rid of a van violate user guidelines? So I guess we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. So stamp tool thing, whatever it's called. Like that. And what is it? Content aware fill. Content aware. This is how often I use it. Never at all. There we go. That was it. Apply. There we go. Good evening, Aileen. How are we? Hope you're well. I need to do this bit, isn't it? So like, you know, it's just frustratingly, annoyingly semi-broken. So it's just a little annoyance I have. So hopefully they're sorted out before it becomes a proper full version. Which, I mean, obviously we are not there yet. So when the survey pops up again and it says, is it ready for release? I'm like, no! Yes, and no for me. Right, where's the paint bucket tool? There it is. So my old trick of dulling down the blues of the sky. Going to use the hue blend mode on some orange and then flattens that out and then reduce the opacity to take away that sting. It hasn't really affected this stuff. I'm always frustrated about Nik. Aileen, it's the new Photoshop beta and the generative fill thing. It keeps on telling me I am breaking community guidelines when I'm trying to fill holes in and expand it and things like that. And there isn't a woman's bra in sight. Are you saying are you saying teenagers are mainly artificial intelligence? Is it? I kind of wish I was still at school because I'd be cheating so bad with all the technology that's around nowadays. Or I would be just more clever because, like, there was no way in hell I was ever going to a library to do any research. Exactly, Aileen. I mean, to be honest, what I could do, just for giggles, is we could just slip an expansion on there. Come on. Catch up. And we'll do one of these things. Let's actually move this across so we can see what we're doing. You know, one of these extend the canvas jobbies. I pressed the button. Generative Fill. At least tonight, I think I can say generate. Not sure what was wrong with me last week. See, that's where AI can be. I mean, the use of AI is fantastic. Is this going to work this time? The use, you know, the. Why did that pop up? But it did it. Generate. Can't generate. I can say it today. So it kind of worked there. It made it look like a bush. But it did do it. It did briefly pop up that thing, but did actually do it. So it's still got issues. Let me. Would you get bloody thing? What are you doing, Photoshop? Good God, right. This is when we discover that Photoshop's broken. Right, okay, so that was just the example tester to see if it was going to do anything, so we can bin that layer. Thank you very much. Don't need it. Hold on a minute. I'll need to undo all this, won't I? Oh, crap. Undo. Did I really select that? I couldn't say fence. I stuttered there a slight moment. Hope you realise. Yes, it was a funny stream last week. Yes, very good. I've got to give you all something to laugh at. So it might as well be me. Right, so we've got our base image. It's kind of toned down a bit from that sky stuff. It's going to be a pretty much bog standard Andy image, to be honest. I think it's going to be going that way. A cartoon of milk. Brilliant. The one I used to do when I don't know how old I was actually. I'm saying when I was a kid. I'd have been in my teens anyway. But for some reason, we were playing Cluedo. And you know, one of the murder weapons is a lead pipe. I was calling it a lead pipe. I called it a lead pipe all night. And it's like, what are you on, Andy? It's like, well, it's one of them cases where they're both spelt the bloody same, aren't they? That's my excuse anyway. Right, so on the old preset hunt, remember, anybody that's new or isn't here or hasn't bought them yet or whatever, all my presets are purchasable from the website. QGen with the link. Also the new Nik Collection version 6 with all the new toys, like selection, the new points and all that kind of stuff. If you click the link below in the description or the link on my website, then if you purchase it through there, then I get a kickback. I get a certain amount of Wonga, dough, readies, etc. So just looking through this preset. Well, I'm always a little bit like that, Simon. I don't think I've actually called it, but when I'm reading it in my head, I'm a bit like that. So let's have a look. See some good options here, and they're not necessarily all my usual colours as well. Some nice variations, some blues, some bright reds, some quite traditional kind of colours as well. Right, let's go back to the top. Excuse me. There's a guy on TikTok. Oh, what's he called? Stage Door Johnny, and he does like skits on when words were created, and all the so many different spellings of the same word and in different meanings, and very well done, very well done. I think it was one of the first accounts I ever followed on TikTok. It's just nice and simple, but so nice. It's just nice. Why not what? Oh, right. I was wondering what you were saying. Why are they called tunes? Brilliant. Right. Pick one, Andy, and let's make an image. Double exposure. You could go quite strong like that. I think we'll go something strong. Whoa. Let's make it a bit too dark. Exposure balance is very much that side, which is fine, to be honest. It's about there. What we could do, softening this up a bit. Let's go zoom right. Whoa. We want to retain a bit of. It doesn't need to change, move much, does it? Let's move this over here. Billions of combinations when you start moving this around. So what I'm trying to do is just obliterate that. Obviously looks like a bloody, what's it called? Chimney there. Slightly brown stuff. Andrew, how far behind are you on the stream? Because Sergio usually has this issue. He's like 5 minutes behind the stream. Hit refresh, Andrew. Or not refresh, hit live. And you should catch up. Somebody type in. I'll type in. We'll see what he says. Right, is this too much, this image? I don't know. I think I preferred the other one. It's only one version, mind, I must admit. If I turn that off, what's that? Yeah, I think it just needs dialed back a bit. We're still obviously having the problem with the extremely tiny user interface. So there's a bit of an issue. Need your glasses on. Right. See, that one appealed to me straight away as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to okay this one. It's not brilliant, but let's apply this and head into it was just Andrew. It was just because you were reacting to stuff that happened about 5 minutes ago. So we were just concerned that you were not in the right place. Right, so I'm going to come back and go into the Marie preset. Yeah, I'm not that keen on there. Right, okay. Pixel 2.1. Okay, right, okay. Back in Analog Fix Pro. I'm going to do this quickly because I need to do another. I'm going to have a look at that other more abstract one. See how that turns out. See how far we can push that one. So this one, just need to go to one of the tricks on the new thing is you can find your if you've got your presets named and you know what they are, you can find them better, easier. Second exposure, that needs to be made bigger. And then we can have all that colour in the foreground, lovely. Make it look watercoloured. If I turn this upside the right way around, not upside down. Move this around and 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 around. I think I am flailing. There might be a reason why I've never made an image from here that I'm happy with, because maybe it's just one of them places where I'm just not gonna get something good from here. Who knows? Maybe yeah. I spin that on there. Well, good man. We're going to do my usual trick of having it imbalanced. See how that works. I go that way. Nope, don't like it that way. The other thing I noticed when I was doing me competition entries was that one of my favourite images from last year. I haven't even put on bloody Instagram yet, because I went on Instagram looking to see if I'd actually named it. And it wasn't on Instagram. I'm like, have I never posted that one? Oh, lordy. Alright, okay, let's move this across here just a little bit. Okay. I need to rebalance this. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. How bright do we want it? Not that bright. Now, a little bit brighter than that. So in the basic adjustments panel, if we zero that looks quite nice. Contrast slider, if I do hit it in the right place, is... I need to see what I'm doing. Sorry, I just yelled into the microphone there. Contrast, it was about there. Have you entered them, Andrew? What is even more tedious is doing all the bloody typing that they make you do. What a stupid system that is. It's like, just let us put what we want in for the first stage. If you want more words and stuff, we'll do that if we get shortlisted. It's ridiculous. Right, so we've gone from there to there to there to there. Yeah. I still need more darkness. Brightness, darkness. Brightness, yes. Take that out of the corner. Yeah. To be honest, I think it's better than it was. It's been a few years since I've entered. And I think at least now you can upload all your images at once. And then just go through each one and do them all. But yeah, the whole writing side of thing, it's like I messaged one of the other Andrews after I'd finished entering, and I was like, right, all done, entered. I was like, boy, I did have a whinge about the the whole writing thing, and he says, yeah, it's a photo competition, not a writing competition. And he's right. Lens vignette, that's what I was looking for. That is what I'm looking for. Well, so this needs to be circular. Just need to get the positioning right. Obviously it's a positive vignette. So, right. Maybe not as what I kind of hoped for. Right, let's do any tweaks in Lightroom. Color-wise, and other stuff. Let's apply that, and then we'll quickly go into that one that I saved earlier. Have a look, see at that, see what is possible straight out of the box. I think a vast colour tweak, I think, is probably in the order of the day. Ow, crunchy neck. Hear everything crunching. Oh, like as I said to everybody on Friday that I'd been through my images, and it was just like a lot of them I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell was I thinking when I made them? I even made some of them online and everything, and just like, what was I thinking? But I think I ended up picking 40 out initially, and then I went through with a very harsh eye and dumped half of them. So I only had 2 that I was debating on. And I sent them to Andrew and said, because he asked us to have a look at his. So I asked him, to have a look at mine. Which ones to dump? And he was going to dump one of my favourites. So I dumped one of the ones he selected. Welcome back, Peter. I thought it had gone quiet. Right, so anyways, that was that one. I wonder if these two are mixed together. What does that do? Does it make them better or worse? Worse. Definitely. The screen is not bad. The screen combination, yeah, overlay is a bit much. Unless you were to go for like a sunrisey type of thing there, but we've done that to death recently. We don't need another one. Pinlight. We're going to use Pinlight in a minute. Well, not use it. We've already used it. At times, sometimes saturation kind of throws out some weird and wonderful stuff. So screen is a 1. We can probably reduce the opacity. Anyways, getting carried away again. Whatever. Do a stamp visible thing. Now that I remember what it's called. Take the thing off there, so that goes back to normal. The blend mode off there. Stop it. And then we take that off, and we get rid of all this as well. Let's just group them together and into a folder, and then we can just turn them off. Wonderful. So this is the image that we kind of started off at the start. Which these red flecks here kind of attracted me. Why penguins? Anyway, right, so in this image we want an adjustment layer. And of course they've changed the layout of the adjustment these days. Do they? Do they really? I don't know. Right, so if we darken this down a bit, then we do want to brighten it. We want to pull down from the top so it flattens it out a little bit. Yeah. The thing is, penguins have got so small recently, Andrew. And I prefer the chocolate on Kit Kats as well. It's just better. Right, hue and saturation, maybe. I don't know. Where is this going to go? Maybe this isn't going to go how I was imagining it. Maybe. I don't think this is going to go how I was envisaging it. Okay. Yeah, penguins are smaller these days. They weren't like that in the 80s. They were much smaller now than what they were in the 80s. Right, what do I want here? I want to change the top. Yes. So if we have a mask on there, a dirty mask, that's the wrong way around. That's that way. Hold on a minute. Now with this new this new setup, I'm all confused. Oh, for God's sake! So confusing, this new system. No, it's a chocolate biscuit, Peter. Talking about old people. A cousin of my mother's died today on her 90th birthday. She missed her cake and everything. How unfortunate. Being born and dying on the same, well, obviously with 90 years difference, like, but same date. Missing cake, I know. I think she'd be more upset she can't smoke anymore, to be honest. She did bloody well to get the 90s smoking like a chimney. Right. Not very rare. Okay, what am I doing? Right, I am immediately only thinking of a square crop here. But what we could do, just to test out the... Oh no, that's the wrong thing. I want a loop tool. Do this again. Generative Fill. I presume, I guess you do, Andrew. You know, the very philosophical. Oh, here we go with the speech again. The philosophical people will say that, you know, you celebrate your birthday every year, but you don't know your death day. You know, every year you go past your death day. I am, Sergio. Yes, I am fine with the red dot on the right. If it becomes a problem, we have ways of getting rid of it. I'm slightly more concerned about this bit here than that there. So let's just jump straight into Analog Effects Pro. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I just liked the bright red, pink stuff. Peter, have you been fixated on it in a good way? Smart filters? Whatever. Oh, is it only doing it on there? Hold on, cancel. Is that because it's being awkward? Right, if we do a stamp visible then, we have ways of rebuilding you. Don't let it dominate. Because I'm thinking it might interact with something quite nicely. And then again, it might not. Right, presets again, because we're lazy. I recommend you buy them if you haven't already. Because it's very... Excuse me. Because it's a very light base. A lot of these are very light. So let me just look at one of the darker ones. Nope. Let's not look at one of the darker ones. I actually think that this is not the plugin for it, for this image. I think we need to think about something else. Let's one little try of this one. Second exposure. No, it's not going to work with this. I think we need... Here's Eileen again. Those of you that were here last week and not on the Discord server, I remembered where Eileen had come from. Eileen was the Eileen Donnan Castle. Just obviously it's spelled different. That's where that preset had come from. Panic over. It wasn't the client I'd forgotten I had. Right, now this is definitely not working. So yeah, let's come out of that. Close without saving, yep. Doing crop the dot. Right, so on here, let's duplicate this layer. And then we're going to multiply it to start with. And then actually we're going to zoom out a bit, if you will let me. Wrong button. No, it is the right button. There we go. What's wrong with you? And then we're going to do free transform. Free transform, there we go. And then basically we're going to do what we usually do in the Nik collection. Let's keep the ratio something similar. This can go very wrong very quickly. This might be a very abortive attempt at something. We can get crazy, we can change the blend modes to see what it does. Ooh, now. Now. What's pin light do? Bit strong. And then you get weird stuff like difference and everything. That's where it gets really weird. So where did I get that? Overlay. And if soft light is like that, so if I go overlay, it's quite interesting. So we're using the dot. See, this is why we leave the dot in. We can use the dot where it is there now on the inverted upside down bit. So what we could do is move it to position. Slightly better, maybe. No. Let's. It needs to be up there, doesn't it? There, ideally. Right. Let's commit that change. See, when you get something right, this is why we do it, Sergio. That's why it wasn't a distraction and it wasn't annoying me. So let's duplicate that layer to make it stronger. So we're obviously then making that a bit better, a bit harder, a bit more solid. Let's reduce the opacity to 50-ish though, because it's a bit too, maybe it's a bit too garish. And probably mask off the bottom of the image. So just a gradient mask. So we will just do a simple line across there like that. Excuse me. We want a color adjustment because we don't like pink. More dots. Yep, dots everywhere. Hue and saturation. Obviously, you can just you can go wild with this, like, can't you? You mad with it. We could go into Viveza with it and everything. 4.5 gig this is now, right? Definitely gonna have to get rid of some layers. Did I not get rid of the group thing? Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to crush this down. So there's that, and then we'll into Viveza for some color adjustments. Who's that? Lincoln. Right. Ooh. Golden hour. One click done. No, that's a bit that's a bit strong. We have other options. Warm it up. These are just the pre-built, pre-thing, pre-doodad stuff. It's all a bit strong, isn't it? Right, let's be a little bit more selective. Hue. Seems very small. If I go down on the blue, so it just warms it up a touch. Red, if we increase the red, decrease the red. Greens, Drop the greens. So something like that. You're all very quiet. You're probably all thinking I've lost my mind. You'd be right. Right, saturation is about there. See, that's a bit too much. Contrast. Very slight tweaks. Quite like how that's pulling that through with a bit of abstraction. It's the dots. Is it confusing you? Everything's a bloody dot on this user. The UI on Nik 6. It's all very small. The hitboxes are very small. Right. So I need to kind of get rid of that. There, saturation. Out there. Fixating. Warmth. Wee bit of warmth, that's all. Not a lot. Structure. Yeah, we'll add a bit of structure in just to give it a little bit more crunch. So we started with that. We've got to there. We can dial it back again, to be honest. It is obviously a bit more of an abstract representation, so I'm not that fussed that it's not lifelike. Okay, Serge. Let's click apply. And we're going to have a load of versions to play with. Right, the one thing I was going to test is if I go save a copy on my computer. Save. I don't want to save it and download. Fucking save it back to whatever. Sort it out later. Anyhow, good God. Right. So what I'm going to dump that collection of layers, and I'm also going to dump these generative bits as well. Come on. Right, I'm going to dump these to there. We're down below 3 gig now. Wonderful. So get rid of that. That layer, that layer. We only, yeah. If I keep this baseline and I can get rid of these ones, dump them. We're down to 1.1 gig, yay. And then it's just a case we've got these versions. Wunderbar. Right. File. Save. Invisible tool shed. Right, I've got to catch up with all these. Police's Invisible Sun. I think I like that song. I was a big fan of the Police. The band, obviously. One of the lily pads. The Invisible Tool Shed. Phil Collins is a right sing along in the car kind of artist. Well, I think he is. He was on Radio 2 the other day, one of his songs. I don't think it was Invisible Touch, I think it was one of the other ones. And I found myself shouting along in the car. I wouldn't call it singing. shouting along in the car to it. Sting is from kind of my neck of the woods. He's from Gateshead, I think. Yeah, couldn't remember what it was. But so many good songs. He's got a very fit daughter as well. Bringing the conversation back to its usual. Twice this saves. Run out of Lucasade. Boom. 76% we're on. Hurrah. Let's check that it has actually gone to Lightroom. Yes, it does. Okay. You're never sure. Right, take that one off, flatten the image. Don't show again. File, save as, and then a JPEG. Where's the JPEG? Have they changed this? I got JPEG 2000. Have they? It certainly hasn't, Andrew. Really? That's expensive. Well, to me, it sounds expensive. Why is... It's not a... It's a flat image. So why is it not giving me a flat image file? I've got to save it as a TIFF. Oh, good God. I've never heard of Ghost either, to be honest. Right. Give this to save. Okay. Right. Z. And unhide that one. I mean, this one's not that great, but flatten. File. I think I probably changed this because they've now got the save a copy thing. Again, yeah, there's no normal JPEG there. TIFF cities then 3C. Oh no, I usually save it as a PSD, don't I? Fool Andy. Why am I being a plonker today? Duh. Lightroom did pick that other one up. Yes, it did. That's fine. I'm being seriously thick today. Save. Yeah. Undo. This version's bad. Flatten. File. Save as. Save. Oh, sorry, didn't change the number. I'm being seriously thick. Flatten, yeah. File, save as. Grand, right. Ghost. I'll give him a go. Is it old school rock, Stephen? I'd imagine it probably is. Right. Where's the set rating? 3 stars. There we go. Lovely. So, very briefly, because it is 9 o'clock, crop tool for this. There's probably a little bit more potential in this one. I don't know if there's potential actually in Lightroom to do much with it. I don't know. I could potentially have a bit of a play. Right, 1v1 crop on there. That's pretty much where I was thinking. For that one, this one we will not bother because it's rubbish. This one is cool, probably a square crop job. Create virtual copy because there's going to be probably 2 versions of this. What are you doing? Select that one, please, or this one. Crop tool. We want a 1x1. So we'd have something like this, so that it's slightly to one side, like so. And this one we can actually probably go full screen, not full screen. You know what I mean. 3x2, just a slight little edge off there. All the action's on the left hand side, isn't it? 16:9. Bearing in mind I need wallpapers for this month. So maybe we'll have a wallpaper out of this one. Lovely. I might do a bit more adjustment over here to obliterate all this and brighten things. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And then this one is maybe it's the best of the bunch today. I think so anyway. So I'm definitely thinking what you might call it. A 16:9 for a wallpaper. Like so. Or do you want more sky? I think about that. Like so that's turned out quite nice. New virtual copy. We want a square for a sorry you're talking about music on one of them places I've always wanted to go, Andrew, to be honest. Shingle Street. But you know, it's very, very far away. I shouldn't really say that because I got an email from a guy this morning, or when I was by the time I woke up this morning, from New Zealand, and he's coming over to do some one-to-one tuition. Or rather, he just happens to be in the area. But anyways, I'm still putting it down that like somebody's coming all the way from New Zealand for tuition, which is pretty cool. Right, so that was the square crop. This one, I know you do, Andrew. I know you do. You'll have to tell where exact. Well, no, don't say exactly where you are, because I am in the process of trying to escape on a little bit of a holiday before seeing some finally starting to make some money recently. That looks bad. That looks banging, this image. Probably needs a little bit tweaking around the edges a little bit, maybe. So I don't know. Anyways. And then this image, the abstracty type one, I think we might need to just play with HSL a little bit here. You change these. Maybe we need to work on these pinks to make them red. Because they're not. These magentas need to go that way. But they're not doing it. Damn you. Just got more red. Something like that. I don't know. Neochroma. I will have a look, see where that is. Is it easy to get to by train? Because I don't drive anywhere. Right, is that a bit better? I don't know. Anyways, this probably hasn't turned out quite how I was like wanting it to. I know that, but that's why I'm being selective on where I go by train. Because I'm kind of thinking about hitting up the main cathedrals. So I'm thinking like Lincoln, Salisbury. We're on about pronunciation again. I think it's too late to put this into landscape photographer of the year. There we go. What a load of rubbish. After all that, Cromwell's got a line to Norwich. Have I been to Norwich? Near Norwich? No, it's Ipswich I've been near to. Oh, Peterborough's easy enough because it's on the main line. I've been to Peterborough. Well, I'm saying I've been to Peterborough. I've been to the train station in Peterborough. Is there? Now I'll have to add it to the list, maybe. Right. So, results for today. Actually, I could do like a square crop of that one, couldn't I? Create a virtual copy very quickly because it's 9:05. I need to know what's going on. Create the crop tool. We want a Von by Von. Just we want this little corner. This doesn't even have the cottages in the middle. Like a saw. Yeah. Something like that. So we've got it, well, not a bad night for the number of images made. Yeah, that one. Still probably, that one is a 16:9 I do like. It's a 1:1. I think it might need a little bit of a tweak. This, not quite as good. Probably works better like that. It needs some brightening done, that's for certain. And then that one's just objectively bad. And that one's, it was an idea, didn't quite come off. So there we go. So we will end there on the good one. Thank you, Stephen. So we'll end there with a reasonably successful image. It's pretty standard for me, but we had options. We worked through them. A little bit of abstraction as well. Okay, it worked. You love the good one, Peter. Thank you. I'm glad you like the good one as well. Yeah. An interesting night as ever. The good one. Well, some of them were pretty poor, Andrew. The good one. New word for the tip game. The good one. Be better with dots. Maybe. There's dots. There's a hint of dots in there. You like the one I didn't? What, the really bad one, Andrew? The first one I made. The really dark, like the darkish one. Yeah, good needs flagged. Because good just means poor, doesn't it? It's just like it's rubbish. I don't know. No idea. I changed the camera settings on Friday, didn't I? Because it feels darker in here. It feels more cinematic. It feels like I've actually coloured the place properly. I think it looks better anyway. I think since I've moved up here, everything's been too bright. But now, and I haven't even put up the blackout blind yet that I bought ages ago. Now, Andrew, you know, it's just a bit. The language of the young'uns these days is just weird. Just weird. So. All right, before we get confused by English again, let's end it before we get ourselves into trouble. Right. Thank you all very, very much for attending this evening. It's been lovely to have you. If you've enjoyed the stream, please do leave it a like. If you haven't already, down with the hoods and all. Yeah, exactly. Thank you all very, very much for being here. I presume I will see you next week. I might be probably very tired because this weekend I've got 3 1-to-1s basically at the weekend and Monday. So I'll be a bit tired. I will be probably full of images. I'll probably have some Edinburgh images actually because I'm going to Edinburgh on Sunday for a 1-to-1. So might come back with some Edinburgh stuff to work on. It'll be better than the last time I was in Edinburgh because that was rubbish. So look after yourselves for the rest of the week. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Unless I'm really tired. If I'm really tired, I will let you all know. Well, I'll let Disco know anyway. And we will see you soon after the East Coast vacation. Monday, Tuesday. Very nice, Jen. Very nice. I think you deserve it. You deserve a holiday. I mean, obviously, you might not have anything when you come back, but it's a holiday. Or vacation is what you guys call it. Have a lovely time, everybody, and we will see you probably next week. Till then, keep it hard. See yous. End stream. No. Is it end stream? Yeah.